Hey folks, Cook and Lou here. Today I'm going to be making two different dishes. One is a salmon dish and the other one is linguine and clam sauce. The reason I'm making two dishes is my wife Louie, she loves salmon and I'm not a big fan of it. And I love linguine and clams and she's not a big fan of that. So, making everybody happy, I will make both dishes. Real easy recipes. Let me show you how we do it. Let's get started. All right, first we got a little bit of prep to do to both the clams and the salmon before we get started. So first thing I'm going to do, I bought a beautiful piece of Norwegian salmon here. I did ask the fish store to clean off all the skin, but obviously they didn't do it. So, you know, want something done right. So I'm just going to clean it off a little bit, take off whatever residual skin they didn't take off. You can cook it with the skin on if you like, but I know Louie doesn't really like the skin, so I'm going to clean all that off and get ready to prep this up. All right, our salmon is nicely cleaned, all right, ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting it in a little container here. All right, let's put that right there. All right, you want to be careful too when you're working with fish and any other any meat or any fish or whatever, do not cross-contaminate. Once you use something, don't use that same utensil on anything else, all right? I'm not going to use this knife now that I just used to clean the salmon to chop up the garlic. So, all right, so we got that up. And basically what we want to do here is on our salmon, we're going to add a little lemon. What we're going to do is we're going to refrigerate this. So I'm adding some lemon. All right, we're going to add a little pepper. All right, we're also going to add a little bit of salt. I'm using some coarse kosher salt for this. All right, just a little bit. Don't want to overpower it with salt. And of course, our old friend parsley. All right, and I'm going to chop up a little bit of garlic and throw that in there. All right, both of these recipes call for quite a bit of garlic. So, but right now I'm just marinating basically. So I'm going to chop up one garlic clove, put it in there, and then throw this back into the refrigerator. All right, so basically I decided to go with 2 cloves. So I chopped this up. Sometimes I use the chopper to mince all these up, but I decided to do it by hand because I want some of these to be fairly big. All right, once we do that, what we want to do then, all right, we have our salmon here, and I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that in there. All right. Beautiful. Add a little more lemon. I'm now going to throw the top on this and shove it in the refrigerator for a while, probably about an hour. Okay, so we got our piece of salmon now. While the clams are cooking, we're going to take our piece of salmon. We're going to just kind of wiggle off some of that garlic. All right, it's been soaking in the lemon, garlic, and parsley. All right, just kind of get that off of there. All right, and what we're going to do now is we're going to coat both sides of this. What I have here is a mixture of paprika, parsley, some thyme, and a little salt and pepper. All right, so you're just going to, with my hands, take a little bit of that, sprinkle it on there, and then just rub it in. Just rub it in there. All right, flip her over to the other side. All right, and now that's ready to go into a skillet. Okay, now we're gonna get ready to prepare our salmon. Gonna oil up a pan. All right, basically you're just coating the bottom of that pan. All right, just coat the bottom of that pan. Bring that up to a nice heat. Okay, so our oil is warm enough, hot enough. We're going to take this nicely coated piece of salmon. And basically what we're doing now is we're browning both sides. You're going to cook, depending on the thickness of this. Salmon doesn't take that long to cook. So probably about 4 to 6 minutes on each side. I'll check it in about 3 or 4 minutes to see what the one side looks. And you can start to see, right about here, you'll start to see that get white. All right, you want to make sure it gets white all the way through. All right, so we'll let that go for a minute, and then we'll flip it. Okay. So for Laurie's side, for the salmon, I'm gonna make a butter garlic string beans for the side. All right, so basically we got some nice string beans. And what you wanna do, you can either pick them off with your hand, snap them, or you can just take a knife and cut off the edges. You wanna just cut the ends off, right? You don't want that little hard piece on the end. All right, so I'm gonna do a whole bunch of those, and then I'll show you how we prepare this side. Goes great with salmon. Things are coming along nicely. Let's take a look at our salmon. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the other side. We don't want it to fall apart on us. Look at that, nicely crusted. I like that nice browning of it. And now I'm gonna show you how to make the butter garlic green beans. So basically I got 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna cut that in half. Throw that into the pot and let that melt a little bit. Always melt butter on a low to medium heat, otherwise it'll burn. All right, our butter is all melted. And we're just gonna take these green beans now, just toss them in there. And we wanna mix this up. All right, you can get a better look at that. All right, and we need a different spoon for that. We don't want to mix our cross-contaminants. You just want to keep stirring that a little bit so all the butter gets on there. All right, and you can put that on a medium heat. All right, and cover it until they soften up a bit. All right, so our green beans are softened up pretty good. We're going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of garlic that I chopped up. All right, give that a little whirl around. I don't go crazy with the garlic for Laurie because she likes the taste of it, but not the overwhelming taste of it. Always know your audience. All right, we got that on a low heat. We're just going to let that simmer for a bit. All right, and we threw some of that garlic that the salmon was marinating in earlier. Threw that on top. That's just about done. Okay, now we're ready to plate our other meal. This is our salmon, crusted salmon here. All right, so we got that right in there. All right. And then we're gonna grab a few of these guys. All right, some of these nice string beans that we made. Put that off to the side of them. And one other thing, I cheated a little bit. And I made one of these Uncle Ben's perverted rice. This is the cilantro lime. You know, it's one of those you just shove in the microwave for a minute or two. Put that on the side. This is the cilantro lime. And no salmon would be complete without a couple of pieces of lemon around the side. And that's what she looks like. Not bad. Bon appetit.